The reptile community on Facebook is crazy. Let me explain. So I recently decided to join a bunch of reptile communities on Facebook. I know I've been a part of a few, like a few crested gecko sites or gargoyle lychee, but I started to join more reptile oriented pages as opposed to specific species. And let me just say, it is absolutely wild. So aside from the fact that my entire feed is now filled with gecko crotches asking what sex it is, yeah, I know you could probably relate to that, right? I'm really starting to believe that people don't know that reptile or exotic vets exist. For the past few weeks, I've seen the craziest posts. I mean, the lizard might as well not have a head on, and somebody will post saying, is there something wrong with this lizard? What should I do? Yeah, maybe you should take it to a vet. I mean, of course, given that it doesn't have a head, it's probably a little bit too late, but you get where I'm going with this. And then let's hit on all of these posts that are just saying, like, in very generalized posts just saying, looking for free reptiles, or looking for a reptile, looking for a reptile. If you're rehoming, hit me up. So are you looking for a ball python, or are you looking for an alligator? Like, some context would be nice, but I honestly believe that they don't really care what it is. As long as it's free, they're gonna take it. And honestly, that just kind of blows my mind. And you guys will have to let me know what you think. Is this just like part of the reptile hobby, or people just like post on Facebook all the time and other hobbies that are like looking for a cat or dog, don't care what it is, just as long as I don't have to pay for it, you can drop it off. A pig, a zebra, you know, whatever you have in your backyard, I'll take it. And then let's not even begin to talk about all of the misguided care information. It's like Johnny from Arizona is telling Jenna, who lives in the middle of Antarctica, who just got a crested gecko off of a polar bear express, that she doesn't need to put a heat unit in her room, or her crested gecko can just live at room temperature with no real context outside of that. And then just a little tip for those who are getting a new reptile. You do have to consider the ambient temperature or the climate that you live in when you're taking care advice. Just to mitigate those issues, not all care guides are going to be based for your home in the middle of Antarctica where, you know, nobody really exists except for you and your little crested gecko. And it might be tailored to more somebody who lives in Texas, or somebody who lives in the Northeast or on the West Coast. It's all a little bit different. So just make sure you account for where you live and what your climate is before you automatically assume somebody's advice on care is tailored to your area, or what conditions you keep your house at. And then the one that kills me the most, these poor bearded dragons. Those of you who are looking to get a reptile, they're not animals that only live a couple years. Some of them can live upwards of 30 plus years. So just take that into consideration when you're looking to buy a reptile, and try, you know, I know that unforeseen things happen and sometimes a surrender is necessary, but just take into consideration that reptiles live for a long time given good husbandry, and whether you're getting it for yourself or for your kids are eventually going to move out. I mean, hopefully, right? And that reptile's still going to be around, and who's going to take care of it? So with all that said, let's just say exotic vets do exist. If somebody's looking for a specific reptile, totally cool. Somebody's looking for any reptile, probably a red flag. 3, consider your climate when you're looking at care requirements. And last but not least, make sure you're ready for the commitment of a reptile before you get the reptile.